Happy Halloween weekend, everybody. This is another Film Followers review, and this week we're reviewing the appropriate Halloween themed film, Jigsaw. Jigsaw is the next entry in the Saw franchise that started in the mid 2000s. They took a little bit of a hiatus after Saw 3D or Saw the Final Chapter, whatever you want to call it. And so yeah, it's back after a decent break. I think it's been 4 years, 5 years. No, 7 years. Wow, it's been a lot longer. I think 2010 was the last one. 7 years. So yeah, it's been a while. So what's the movie like? I don't want to give away too much of the plot, but anyone who's never seen a Saw movie before, the basic premise is a bunch of strangers are trapped in lots of horrifically dangerous traps for reasons they get revealed through the plot, but basically it's most of the people who are getting trapped here are people who've either done something terrible or were involved in something and made some life choices that that Jigsaw, the man who put them in these situations, believes they need to learn a lesson. And the lesson usually is something along the lines of appreciating life, which involves them doing terrible things to get themselves out of the situation. You know, anything from cutting off limbs to injecting themselves with things, stuff like that. But for anyone who's seen the movies, you know, you're probably wondering, is this any better than the old ones? Is it worse? Where is it? My personal opinion, I've seen all of them. I'd say this one's in the middle. It's definitely not the best. It's definitely not the worst. I'd say it's more towards the top of the list, but not nowhere near as original as the first one, or just some of the fun, inventive ones later on. Speaking about this one, the traps. If you've seen any trailers, I hope you weren't paying attention because I'm pretty sure the trailers gave away every single trap. So that was a little disappointing in that side. I was hoping for at least something else that was a little different. Traps, they're about the same as the type of ones you expect from a Saw movie. There wasn't a single one where I thought it was, oh, that's really clever. They did their job. They killed people. One thing that was nice with this one was there was a little bit more humor injected into it, even in the horrible situation. You know, some of the characters were humorous or had humorous things to say. Honestly, the things that shouldn't surprise you. The things that were more interesting were the scenes back where they're the people in the traps doing things. I've never really cared too much for the pointless police storylines where they never solve anything in time and they always screw up and they always have the wrong idea of what's going on. And that subplot, it's like the other ones. It gets a little bit more interesting towards the latter half, but meh. Acting, you're not going to expect anything special. How they bring Jigsaw back into the fold is interesting, to say the least. I won't spoil it. I will spoil the old movies if you haven't seen them. They've been out for a while, but the main character, Jigsaw, the one who's doing all this stuff, he's been dead for a long time. In the chronological order of these movies, I guess this one takes 10 years after he was killed. I believe that was Saw 3. I think right at the end or maybe the beginning of Saw 4. They kind of blend those together. So yeah, how he comes back is interesting, and honestly, Tobin Bell's pretty much the most interesting part of this entire thing. He just has that interesting voice, and when he's on screen, it's fun too. But I mean, I had a decent time. It wasn't some crazy awesome horror movie like It earlier in the year that I thought was just a super crazy awesome movie. But this one isn't bad either. If you're looking for a Halloween scare type movie, it has its moments. Of course, this one's more on the side of gore than actual horror, so you're just going to see people screaming at each other and then, cut each other up type things. So if you're not a fan of a lot of guts and blood everywhere, this might not be the movie for you. But, if you're a horror fan, if you've watched the other movies, you're already trapped. You're going to trap yourself. There's a game you're not going to win because you're going to see every one of these movies. But yeah, it was a decent time. If I had to give it a rating, I'd say this one would be 6 out of 10. Not terrible. Nothing extraordinary either, though. It's another Saw movie. The twists were okay. The traps were okay. Like I said, the humor actually makes it a little bit better. Maybe it'd be more like a 6.5 in that range. But yeah, that is all my thoughts on Jigsaw. If you like this review, please give it a thumbs up. Like it, share it. If you've seen the movie, please share your thoughts as well. I always like to hear. So if you want to post a comment, or you can always send me a response to my Twitter, send an email, and all that's going to be in the description below. That's all there is to it. I hope you guys have a fun, spooky Halloween weekend, and yeah, see some horror movies and enjoy the festivities of this time. See you guys later.